Everyone, myself Satish Thalange, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. In today's session, we are going to see the precedence network technique for the construction projects. Before starting for this session, I would like to request everyone to have the knowledge regarding the network diagram related to the activity on arrow, which is a base for the project session. At the end of the session, a student will be able to understand the dependency and apply the logical relationship between the activities of the project which are needed for the project management. Now, let's start with the precedence network technique. This is also the graphical presentation. This is a network diagram which helps us to know the overall logical interdependency or connectivity between the various activity, and this is also called as a activity on node network. Here the precedence network technique was developed by the Professor John W.F. and it was effectively used as a tool for the management of the project. Here in the management we can go for the project planning, scheduling as well as controlling. The precedence network technique is helpful for to manage the various number of activities involved in the project. The critical path in this precedence network diagram is the longest path which will help us to define the overall project duration. And the most benefit or advantage of using the precedence network in the overall project is to show the lag, or you can say lead, between the activities. Now this is a network presentation. In this presentation, we are observing that there are two types of network. One is the activity on arrow as well as second one is activity on node. The first diagram, it is showing that there are two activities which are represented by the arrow, and the same network diagram, it is been represented by the event. Here the sequence of the activities are been same, but the overall representation of the activity in the AON is as follow. Here it is a rectangular box in which we see that there is a partition in which we are describing the overall activity name as well as duration, the earliest start and the earliest finish, latest start and the latest finish, which we used to do similarly as in the activity on arrow network diagram. Now these are the overall dependencies to the activities. There are four dependencies. First one is a mandatory dependency, second is a discretionary dependency, and third one is external dependency, and the last one is the internal dependency. Now let's see what is the overall four dependencies. Here the first one, mandatory dependency. As name itself is saying that this is a dependency which is hardly logically necessary to get down. Here this is activity which is fixed and that has to be finished to start the succeeding activities. For example, the casting of beam and slab can be done after the casting of the column or rising of the column. Next is the discretionary dependency. This is a dependency which is also known as a optional, or you can say preferable type of dependency. It plays the important role, but it also help us to go for the optimum utilization of resource, because this is the overall type of dependency which can help us to manage the overall resource available on the site. For example, a construction of 4 walls in a frame structure type of building. Here the sequence of construction of 4 walls can be done sequentially, as well as you can change its sequence logically as per your requirement. Here the resource required for the 2 wall can be used for the construction of wall, and the resource left human resource can be moved toward the another activity. So this is a benefit of the second option, that is of the discretionary dependency. Now the next one is the external dependency. Here the overall project is totally depend upon the external source, or you can say external decisions. Here the project manager have no any control on the external dependency. For example, to start any project, we need the permission from the government agencies regarding the land acquisition. Regarding there is a need, we have to get the permission and we have to get approval from them, and overall then only then the overall project is started. Here the internal dependency is the dependency which is depend on the overall within the project only, or you can say within the organization only. For example, there are two location or two projects A and B. The resource is moved toward the project A, and the same resource is necessary in the project B. In such a case, we have to take a decision. We have to make the resource free from project A, and it has to be moved toward. We have to move towards the project B. Then only the activity can be started in the project B. So this is about the internal dependency. So in overall all the projects, we should know what are the four dependency, or what are the overall relationships between the activities, the overall management of the project. Now, logical relationship between the activities. There are four logical relationship between the activities: finish to start, start to start, finish to finish, and start to finish. Out of these four, the first one is mostly used in the overall each project. Finish to start means the successor activity start only after the completion of preceding activity, which is mostly observed in each and every project. Now let's see one to one. Now the first one, the finish to start. The preceding activity must finish in order for the successful activity to start. For example, painting of wall start only after the completion of the wall construction. If A is the wall construction and B is the painting activity, then of course A should complete and B will start only after the completion of activity A. This is the overall relationship which can be represented by the overall network presentation, that is finish to start. Next is start to start. The preceding activity must start in order for the successful activity to start. Application of the overall coating work on the wall. Here one team will work for the cleaning one and another team will work for the coating purpose. For second example, we have to start once we start the placing of the concrete on the slab. Similarly, at the same time, the finishing activity of the concrete will start. Here, it's a clear-cut picture that once you start the concreting work, simultaneously there will be starting of the finishing work. Both activity are simultaneously starting. Now, finish to finish. The preceding activity must finish in order for the successful activity to finish. This means finish activity A to finish activity B. The example for this is finish the placing the reinforcement of the wall, finish the formwork of that particular wall. Or you can say the one more example, you can finish the placing of reinforcement for the footing work, and you finish the placing of formwork for the footing work, and you can go for the concreting one. Now the fourth one, it is the start to finish. The preceding activity must start in order to for the successful activity to finish. Here it is clear that the starting activity A should start to finish the activity B. For example, a person A and B are two security persons. A have day shift duty and the B have the night shift duty. In this case, a security B cannot start his night duty until the arrival of the overall security of A, or you can say cannot finish. Here the security B cannot finish his night duty until the arrival of the security person A arrival for the day shift. This is the overall example of start to finish, and this is a relationship which is very rarely we observe in the project. Now select the correct answers regarding the advantages of AON network. These are the option. Select the correct answer. This is the correct answer for the above question. These are the references for today's session. Thank you.